Not all coins are what they seem. Some were spent without a second thought, yet they're worth thousands, even millions today, hidden in drawers, jars, and pockets, are pieces of history waiting to be discovered. At Rare Coins, we uncover the real value, the truth behind the hype, and the coins collectors would do anything to own. Welcome to Rare Coins. Now here's where the rarity comes in. The Denver Mint never officially produced a small date. Copper cent in 1982, only large date coppers and small date zincs. But in Philadelphia, where coins don't have a mint mark, a small number of small date coppers slipped into circulation. That's the variety we're talking about today. And while it's not as mythically rare as the internet makes it sound, it is scarce enough that finding one in change is a real thrill. Collectors have paid high prices for these in top condition. At auction, pristine examples graded in the highest, mint state red conditions have reached impressive figures, especially when they've been certified as genuine by top grading services like PCGS or NGC. Even lower grade examples can bring in a nice profit, though worn or corroded ones drop in value fast. But here's an important warning. The 1982 small date copper has become one of the most faked and misidentified coins in modern U.S. coin collecting. People often find a 1982 small date zinc and think it's copper. But here's the easiest way to check weigh it. A copper penny should weigh about 3.11 grams, while a zinc penny comes in around 2.5 grams. If you don't have a precise digital scale, you can buy one for under $15 online. It's worth it if you're hunting for this variety. And remember, weight is not negotiable. If it's under 3 grams, it's not copper. Now let's talk condition, because with this variety, condition is king. Collectors want that original luster, the brilliant red tone that copper has when it leaves the mint. Every fingerprint, scratch, or spot of corrosion knocks down the value. That's why cleaning is such a dangerous topic. Never, and I mean never, use abrasive materials, vinegar, baking soda, or any kitchen cleaning trick on a coin you think might be valuable. You might make it shinier to your eye, but to a collector, you've destroyed its originality and slashed its value in half or more. If you absolutely must remove loose dirt, use only distilled water and pat dry with a soft cloth. And even that is risky. When in doubt, leave the coin as is and let a professional decide. If you find one of these and it weighs correctly, your next step should be authentication. Send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. This not only verifies its metal composition, but also gives it an official grade that serious buyers will trust. Without certification, you'll have a harder time selling it for full value, especially online. When it comes time to sell, you've got options. You can list it on online auction platforms like eBay, but you'll have to deal with competition, fees, and lowball offers. Coin shows are another great option, where you can talk face-to-face with dealers and collectors, or you can approach trusted coin dealers directly. But remember, they're in the business to make a profit, so their offers will be wholesale, not retail. If you want top dollar, auctions with a built-in collector audience, such as heritage auctions or great collections, are your best bet. One last thing to keep in mind. This coin has been the subject of endless viral videos, claiming your 1982 penny is worth $85,000. While it's true that high-grade certified examples can bring in thousands, the vast majority you'll find in circulation are worth much less, especially if they're circulated. Don't fall for inflated numbers without context. The truth is more interesting. This coin isn't about instant millions, and it's about the thrill of the hunt, the beauty of a transitional year in U.S. coinage, and owning a tangible piece of numismatic history. So the next time you have a handful of change, slow down. Look at your pennies. Learn the date styles. Weigh them if they're from 1982. And remember, coins like the 1982 small date copper aren't just about money. They're about stories, history, and the pure excitement of discovering something most people overlook every single day. And here on Rare Coin Collecting, we're committed to bringing you the real, unfiltered truth about coins like this. No hype, no clickbait, just real numismatic knowledge. If you're a coin investor, collector, buyer, or seller, and you want to know what actually matters in this hobby, make sure you stick with us, because the next coin we cover might just be hiding in your pocket right now. Everyone's seen those flashy headlines. This 1980 penny sold for thousands. Or check your change, the 1980D. Could make you rich overnight. Sounds exciting, right? But the truth behind these claims is both more interesting and more complicated than the hype makes it seem. Today we're going deep into the 1980D. Lincoln Memorial Cent, a coin with a mintage in the hundreds of millions, but with a few secrets that still make collectors pay attention. Let's start with the basics. The 1980D penny was struck at the Denver Mint. That's what the little D, mint mark below the date means. This was still the copper era for US 1-cent coins. Each cent was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing in at 311 grams. This was just 2 years before the US made the big transition to copper-plated zinc cents in mid-1982. For collectors, that makes 1980 a late-stage copper Lincoln Memorial, a solid part of the pre-zinc history. Now the mintage. In 1980, the Denver Mint struck a staggering $98,016 of these cents. That's over 5 billion. With numbers like that, you might think there's no chance for rarity. And you'd be mostly right unless you know what to look for. Because as always, condition and error varieties can change everything. One of the key points collectors look for in 1980D cents is strike quality. Denver coins often came out with sharp detail that year, but they can also show bag marks and contact wear even before leaving the mint. A coin with full sharp detail in Lincoln's hair, beard, and the steps of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and with 0 spots or scratches, can jump in value dramatically when graded at the top levels. Then there's the world of errors. The 1980D doesn't have a famous double die obverse like the 1972 DDO or 1955 DDO, but RPMs, repunched mint marks, can be found. These are coins where the D mint mark was punched more than once into the die, creating a visible shadow or doubling effect. Even minor RPMs are sought after, especially in high grade, and can push an otherwise common penny into collectible territory. Off-center strikes, die cracks, and broad strikes from 1980D can also fetch solid prices from error specialists. Now about values. In circulated condition, most 1980D cents are worth face value. Even in average uncirculated condition, they might only be worth a few cents. But, and this is where the hype comes in top grades, especially MS67 or higher, certified examples can bring impressive results at auction. One 1980D, graded MS67 Plus, read by PCGS, sold for over $100, and that's without any major variety. Why? Because it's almost flawless. Full blazing red color, perfect strike and 0 distracting marks.